Up next, top 5 favorite Therapia by Aroma fragrances. You know, the indie house here in Miami, Irene, the one that makes the most affordable, best indie niche fragrances that you'll ever find. I've talked about her for years, and I'm gonna give you my top 5 coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to Joel the Nose, and thank you again all for watching. Hope everyone had a good Valentine's Day last week, and I swear every time I do a video, my dog, my cat, everyone just starts to decide to do making noise in the kitty litter box. My dog starts walking around. It's, yeah, okay. All right, let's get right into this because I've already stopped and started a million times. These are my top 5. Therapia by Aroma, just a quick summary. Niche house here in Miami. They have one main store, which actually has 2 locations in the same area, and called Colley Square, which is kind of south part of Miami towards Homestead. It's about a 30-minute, 40-minute drive from downtown Miami. Well worth the visit. It's a magical place. If you're ever here in Miami, I highly recommend you stop by there. Of course, you know, the 2 places you have to go to Miami are Osme Perfumery and Therapia by Aroma. So Therapia by Aroma is Irene's creation. She's from France. She's been a perfumer for 30 plus years. She trained in Grasse, France, lived there for a long time. She's originally, well, and she lived in Paris. She's originally from northern France. But this is just, you know, her stuff she creates, and it's all natural. So everything she makes, there's no synthetic materials. Everything is 100% natural. She does all kinds of other stuff, aromatherapy, candles, soaps, lotions, you know, just anything you can think of for kind of skincare and healthcare and beauty, she makes. Shampoos, conditioners, so shaving equipment. But let's get right into this, all right? I'm gonna go, and this is going to be, let me do this in order. I have them all here. Coming in at number 5 for me is Vetiver D80. Vetiver D80. Why do I love this one so much? Why did it make my top 5? And by the way, there's just so many great fragrances that I could have chosen. I've been up and down before on this, depending on my mood, depending on what I want to wear. But Vetiver D80, I like this because I love Vetiver. It was probably the first niche fragrance note that really caught my, when I say niche, it's obviously in regular perfumes too, but for me, Vetiver really stood out in some of the very first fragrances that I ever smelled in the niche world. And I love what she does with this because she takes Vetiver, which is kind of this hay-like, more earthy material, and makes it very light and fresh. And I think there's probably some Musk Mallow in here because it's just got that kick to it, that little bit of bite to it. And you know, Haiti is very close here to South Florida, so we have a lot of Haitians that live here in Miami. It's a very big, integral part of our community, and you just don't see many fragrances that are kind of based on that. So Vetiver D80, and by the way, almost all her bottles, this is the 100 milliliter bottle, almost all her bottles, and she has, I think, over 50 now for sale. And by the way, if you go to her website, I'll link the website. They don't have everything there. And they're small indie operations, so sometimes, you know, you gotta, if you don't reach them right away or get them right away, just call, they'll get back to you. But almost all their stuff is in the store if they're not out at the time. If it's not, a lot of stuff's not necessarily listed online. So if the ones I'm talking about today, you'd have to call them up and ask them if you don't see them on their website, okay? Just a little tip. But most 100 ml bottles there are $35. Yes, $35. For handmade, hand-batched. She makes everything by hand. Every perfume is mixed in a batch that is done by her personally. I've seen her, I've watched it. She's trained me. She taught me how to make perfumes. She was my mentor. This stuff, let me tell you, the care and love, and it really is. She's very spiritual. She puts love into these fragrances. She puts her soul into these fragrances. She puts her body into these fragrances. She puts everything in. This is not your typical perfume, okay? I know I'm passionate about this, but you know, I really am. Number 4, Oud Fume. Oud Fume. This is a very first of all, look at that juice. You can tell that is some dark. This is a very rich, kind of benzoin vanilla, a little bit of a smoky, but not too much. And just a hint of oud. It's just a hint of oud that's not going to be too overpowering for you, those of you who don't like oud fragrances. And in this one, you can see I have, okay, a 30 ml bottle. So she makes most of these in 100 or 30 ml. This is 30 ml, $20. Again, most of the fragrances. One of these I'm going to talk about is a little bit more expensive. She has a few that are more expensive. Oud Fume, $20. You can't beat it. Try it. All right, number, let's see, 3. This is one I've been wearing for years. I've gone through multiple bottles. This is Chypre. I love how sometimes she gets these names. She's so creative. When you meet her, you'll see her. She's just the sweetest person in the world. She's so kind. She's so giving to her clients and her customers. But what's great about it is she's so creative, and her mind is just always thinking about cool stuff to make. And Chypre is a classic Chypre. So this is, you know, our classic classification, obviously in perfumery, and originally French perfumery, is the Chypre classification. And this has that, to me, this is a little bit more of a masculine fragrance. I wear it all the time. Another thing, you can get almost all these fragrances, not all, but a lot of them, like Chypre, in a soap also. So I buy the soap there. And the soap, again, is all natural. It's so clean on your skin. It just makes you feel fresh and invigorated. It makes you feel healthy. So I love the Chypre soap. And I also love one of the other ones coming up, soap. I also really like fig soap. And by the way, my favorite, she makes also air or room sprays. And this one you can see I'm about out is fig. This is my favorite one she makes. And she also makes a fig perfume, which is more sweeter fig. And she makes the fig soap, which is my favorite. Fig soap. I always buy the last one she has. Like, I'm pretty bad about that. All right, I digress. I'm just so excited talking about this. That was number 3. Number 2 is Musk Mallow. Again, Musk Mallow is an actual note. So again, to go back to what I was saying, sometimes she just names things basically by the predominant note or the classification, like Chypre or Musk Mallow, which is the predominant note here, which Musk Mallow is just that very fresh, clean scent. She makes also body lotion, massage oil. She makes kind of like oil for your skin. I wear that also. It's great. You can apply that first. She has a Musk Mallow oil. You can apply that first on your skin and then spray this over the top. It's going to last you all day. And the Musk Mallow soap I use, I mentioned that before. It's one of my favorites. Also, like the fig soap, wear it all the time. But Musk Mallow, I love Musk Mallow. It's one of my favorite fragrance notes. You don't see it a lot, interestingly. You know, you don't, I'm always looking for it, and you don't always kind of see it. I've seen it in some perfumes coming out recently that have it. I've been really psyched about it, but that's number 2. And number 1, I'm going to go, and this is, by the way, again, same price. That's a $20 bottle for 30 mLs. Nightfall. Nightfall, she came out with maybe a year and a half ago or so. And this was in response to creating a specifically masculine fragrance that people kept asking for. And she wanted to create something. So this is Nightfall. And this is like your classic traditional men's citrus, bright, clean, crisp, that you could literally wear anywhere, any occasion, date, work, whatever. So versatile. This one's 100 milliliters and it's a little bit more. This one's $50. I think it only comes in the 100 milliliters. I don't think they do the 30 ml. But if you want something that makes you stand out for kind of an everyday fragrance as a guy, Nightfall is absolutely, and for the ladies out there, if you're looking for a great gift for a great price, even $50, imagine that. That's one of her most expensive bottles. All these other ones, the 100 milliliters, are $30. I mean, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? I mean, just ridiculously priced. And what can I say about Irene? One of the most special people you'll ever meet. And I love supporting local, small, indie businesses, especially when it comes to fragrance, and especially to someone like this who's meant so much to me and taught me so much about the fragrance world. So, and the making of perfumes. We'll sit down, we'll chat for hours and hours and hours. It's just so much fun. And she'll do that with anyone who comes in. She loves to talk about this stuff. So there you have it, my top 5 Therapia by Aroma fragrances. And I know a lot of you guys have bought fragrances over the years from her that have seen her on my channel. And I'll be in there sometimes on a Sunday. I usually go on Sundays to visit her, and you'll see people come in and we'll talk about it that have watched the videos. So I know a lot of you have them. Let me know some of your favorites in the comment section. And if you haven't tried it, what are you waiting for? Seriously, like, what are you thinking on these prices? You can't beat it. You can't beat it. To get home, hand-batched, homemade with love. Love. This is not commercial enterprise. This is all made. And so sometimes there's a delay because things are out and she's got to make another batch. This is very artist crafted oriented perfume. All right, I'll be back soon with another video. You know what I'm going to say next. Don't be a wimp. Spray like a pimp. You know the rule. Don't be a wimp. Spray like a pimp.